welcome to episode 6 of Snippet Sundays. Got another kit hack for you this week, and we are going with pipe lagging. Yes, it sounds absolutely ridiculous, but this is a brilliant, useful thing that you can get really cheap, that you can use for many things. So, for context, I picked these up at my local hardware store for 75p for that length. I won't guess how long that is because my judging of distance is disgraceful, but 75p for one of these, and you can use them for so many things. So initially, one of the things that I know about cricket is that stumps are really expensive. Wooden stumps tend to smash. What you then have the opportunity to do is to be able to round off some of the ends, and then you can attach to the top bottom of these, use the spike in the ground still, and then just chop these to length. Because they are so flexible, the ball then hits these, it moves, it diverts, but it doesn't stop a fielding session, for example. So what you tend to get is you throw the ball, if you hit the base of the stumps, the ball just gets stuck there, and then like fielding session over, which is great because obviously the person who's thrown it has hit the stumps, but to be able to keep the buzz and the kind of vibe going of the fielding session, you almost want that ball to still deflect and go off and carry on. So with these, because they are so flexible, they keep a fielding session going and use offcuts of old broken stumps that you can cut down effectively to be able to use. 75p for a stump, and a recycling of old stumps is way cheaper than buying brand new sets of stumps. So there's one little thing that I've started to do for you. Another one that I've found really useful is for shadow batting for wicket keepers, for two reasons. One, because of my ability to try and hit the ball, it's much easier with these to get the ball to go fine. Again, because of how flexible they are, you can almost middle a strike with one of these and it will still go through to the keeper. Whereas if you use something else a bit thinner, what you tend to find is there's still a thick part that hasn't got a huge amount of give to it, so the ball then goes a lot squarer, which obviously if you've got slip fielders and gully fielders in play, then that might be really useful. But if you're just working with a keeper, I found these really useful to be able to kind of make whatever shot I can to put them off, but then also get a fine enough edge that it still brings them into play. Secondly, given the current pandemic around COVID-19, because of the length of these, you can still shadow bat for a keeper, but maintain a little bit of social distancing as well. So because it is so long, you can stay away, you can still look to replicate some kind of swings of the bat to be able to help a keeper still be able to get some reasonable practice in. Last thing that I've done as well is I've used these to be able to set up some net practices as well. So I got a little bit of creative and I've used 2 bits of pipe lagging to create, with some gaffer tape, a bat. Put 2 sky hooks on the top and the bottom, and then I suspend it in the net across. Then that way we can talk with bowlers about what sort of variations they're looking to do and what the outcome is. So for example, I have a session that I do that I'm sure I'll be able to show you guys at some stage around all the variations and the skills that you're learning have the purpose of either hitting the toe of the bat or the shoulder of the bat when you're looking to play white ball cricket. You're looking to avoid the middle as often as possible because you don't want the ball going flying for 6. And the edges of the bat tend to be able to go into places that we can't control as well. But if you hit the shoulder of the bat or the toe of the bat, the ball is probably still going where you want it to, but not anywhere near with the pace or power or trajectory. So you keep the ball in play and in control still. So you can suspend it either as a straight bat, kind of like an angle bat, or even a cross-batted shot. And then bowlers can then start to understand what balls they can bowl to hit these sorts of areas. So there's a right arm seamer bowling at me. If they want to hit the shoulder of the bat, they can almost practice bowling back of a length cutters that are going to come back into me. They can practice slower balls that they might want to bowl shorter, that they want to drop, that come into this area. But then if they're looking at this end, they might want to bowl Yorkers, they might want to bowl slower balls that die, so like a knuckleball for example that I would think would be quite full and goes under the bat, and then they can practice it to kind of understand what that looks like as a step between just bowling it and practicing, but before going in to practice it against some batters. So there's some really simple options there that I use these for. Really simple, really effective, and most importantly, really cheap as well, which is what makes it such a good kit hack. I hope that has been really useful for you guys. Feel free to comment with anything you may use this for, if there's something that you use similar. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can also follow Dan Hemisphere Cricket on Twitter and Instagram. Have a good day, everyone.